Hello there.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Who's out there?
Who could be out there? What kind of shoes
What kind
are
of shoes are in store?
laying in the distance?
I was just before we came on stream, I was trying to think of all the different shoe idioms
Oh,
and proverbs. Um, because I thought I could
shoe
come up with some kind
problems.
of pun or something, but I failed miserably. So, the I named the stream "Walking a Mile in Many Shoes." I thought that had a whimsy to it. I was hoping for something a little more, a lot more of cunning, but we do what we
I
can,
mean, it says what it says what it needs to say.
for sure.
Sorry if I seem weird. It's because I have a cat that uh, took an hour out of my day today to clean up his poop on him. He hated it, and now he's really trying to get onto my desk with his poopy butt. So I'm just trying, just trying to give him attention without allowing for passage.
Yeah, I think it's been a busy day, I think, and
Yeah.
we're gonna wind down with some shoes. Uh,
Perfect.
um,
Exactly what we all want.
if I sound a little bit croaky, I'm just coming off a cold. I feel like I'm at that stage where like breathing is so new to me, being able to breathe, that it like it hits the back of your throat, and it's like your body's not ready, and it just dries your throat out immediately. So I'm gonna be going for water quite a lot. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sprightly. Gonna be drawing some sprites,
Mm,
and things are gonna be good. But do
it's gonna be
excuse
good.
my coughing fits if they
If you
do
sound
occur.
croaky, it's just because Louis is finally merging into the garden path
There's
and becoming the toad he was always meant to be.
definitely a frog pun in there somewhere. Um, it's a perfect title, Louis. If the shoe fits, that would have been a good one, yeah. I was thinking, there's a bit in the Shawshank, isn't there, where Morgan Freeman, I'm not going to do the voice, but he's like, let me just turn down the music a touch. What does he say? Because Andy Dufresne, maybe it's a spoiler of the film. What does he say though? He says, how often do you look at a man's shoes? Which I feel like I look at people's shoes quite often. In fact, I remember being told that it's the first thing people look at when they see you, which is probably not true. But I do remember being told that.
Yeah, when you see someone, do you just look them up, down and up, or up and down, or just straight ahead? Because we're respectable in this house.
I'm not going to spoil Shawshank.
Uh,
I feel like because
I have not seen Shawshank,
there
but
you go. I'm going to say it. I think Shawshank's a good film. I know that. I don't know. I feel like because of its what's the word? It's got a lot to live up to, you know.
mm.
But yeah, I think Shawshank
Oh.
is good despite everything.
You're correct. That is true. But I wouldn't have it any other way. I think watching Twin Peaks 1,000 times is very reasonable.
I won't go into my Twin Peaks takes. I feel like
I listen. I know you have opinions, and I also know that they are wrong. I mean, it's fine to be different.
No, I've
And
got nothing. I've got nothing against it.
yeah,
My
no,
favourite work of because I like David Lynch as a guy.
just as a dude, you know,
As a
when he
dude.
says, when he says
Oh,
his Friday
he's got his Friday
speech.
bit.
Yeah,
What a good idea. Just bringing himself down
yeah,
to our level, you know, saying
yeah.
the kind of things we say, as opposed to Something David Lynch might say. I don't know what type of things David Lynch might say, to be honest. Maybe that is the beautiful irony of it. Is that really he's just like us? Maybe we're all a lot more.
He is obsessed with the ordinary, so.
So he
you're
says.
right.
But yeah, my favourite film by him, by a country mile, is I forgot the name of it now. A Straight Story. That's what it's called. Which I don't know if anybody's seen. But that's could be a top 20, could be a top 10, could be a top 10 film for me. Definitely a top 20. But it is unusually. He wanted to make a really, as the title implies, just an incredibly simple narrative, and it's just allegorical. It's not, So, I recommend it if you're into that. But I think if you're there for David Lynch's sort of typical style, then you might be left a bit disappointed. But yes, we're doing shoes. Is there anything in Twin Peaks about shoes?
Yes.
There is, isn't there?
New shoes. An iconic line.
Who says that?
Leo Johnson in season 2.
See, I only got as far as episode 2 or something of season 2.
Well, that's fair. Most people aren't into season 2.
But you've got to watch it, don't you? I feel like
you do, and it even if it has like a lot of side plots, it's a cozy time. Mostly it's kind of a little bit annoying sometimes, but like
I feel like maybe my mistake is that it's meant to be the kind of show you sort of watch almost like you're kind of on the phone at the same time. Whereas I was committing myself, lights out, Twin Peaks. When
I watched it for the first time, I binged it at night in the couch on my laptop, and then I was really scared to go downstairs.
But maybe it is more. I mean, they say they wanted it to be like a soap opera, didn't they? And it is a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe that's kind of the way to.
It's kind of camp.
Yeah, camp.
A little bit. Anyway, sorry to make everything about Twin Peaks all the time. By the way, thank you all for joining us. We've got Alex in here, the main cowboy. We were saying earlier. I don't know if you've seen. Well, you should have, because it's in one of our TikToks. The sound that's like. Because he's my I forgot the first one, but we were discussing whether who's the rotten soldier, who's the sweet cheese, who's the good time boy, and the team, and Alex is the good time boy.
Good time
and
boy.
Now I'd like to rename them the good time cowboy. But anyway, welcome in Blue.
It's a good title to have.
It is. Neville as well with the first time chat. Nez-chan. I think I got him. We got him.
We got them all.
We yeehawed him.
And I don't know if anybody caught Alex's TikTok stream last week. It was great. Alex spent the whole time saying, "I hope Louis isn't watching right now."
I know. Little did they know. Oh, and also Hi Boy Among Clouds on YouTube. I'm keeping on top of all of the chats today. Except I didn't open the Steam chat, but here we are. Yeah, Louis is always lurking in the shadows. You never know.
But it was good. I said, don't do your art skills down. But Alex, if anyone doesn't know, was drawing some of my drawings, which is good fun. And don't be so hard on yourself, Alex. I think you caught a lot of. I think you got a lot of personality in the drawings.
Yeah, exactly. Even if it's not like a 100% likeness, like that's even better. If it's got a little bit of its own.
If the drawing makes you feel something, it's a good drawing.
Yeah,
that's what I go by.
Exactly.
Like these shoes right now, do they make you feel anything? Or have I failed?
They're giving me kind of like not clogs, but like, wooden kind of vibes.
I
You know
was
what I mean?
going. That was going to be my. Because of course, if anybody has any shoe suggestions, maybe they came on stream and they really felt quite strongly about a particular pair of shoes. They saw that this week would be a shoe stream. Maybe you've come into the chat just eager to let me know your shoe idea. So now is the time, or really any time from now on. It would have been a bit too keen. I accept that if you'd done it earlier, but now cowboy boots is a good idea. Cowboy boots are fun. They've got the spiky back bit, don't they? So maybe we'll do.
Oh.
We do have wellies. I do have these wellies. They need a bit of work though. They're okay. They look a bit doughy. So, but
I like them, love
they
a
get the job done.
round shape on your shoes.
I forget actually. Something I might need to figure this out, but I think the shoes can only be just socks. I think the shoes can only be so tall because I'm somewhat limited by the fact that the legs here are always on top. They're always the layer on top. So for instance, if I've got a pair of trousers here and I've got a pair of
You can't have any
really tall boots, then they'd come up and they'd look a bit odd because they would go behind there and that wouldn't look very good. So we can do, I don't know if but I think I've given myself some leeway. Like the wellies still have a bit of height to them. So not they won't be particularly high cowboy boots, but well, I have I did generally because there's certain items in the game. I'm trying to think of an example. Because I had this trouble. I had this trouble as well with items, where say, I'm trying to think of a good example. Maybe for instance, oh I know. Maybe for instance, the character is sort of wearing a hooded cloak or something with a cape. I don't know. And so you would have. Oh, I can't find the layer. So you would have this front bit that covers their head. And but then you'd want the bit that goes behind the character, right? It goes back here. And there is a way in the game to do that now. So things like that, just to give the items a bit more depth and dimension. But with the boots, I really don't know. I don't know how to. I guess I could further divide up the. Yeah, I don't know. Or they could be so tall that they actually overwrite the sprite, because the legs actually have two sprites where they're divided around this line, around the knees, for animation's sake. So maybe they're so tall that they replace that sprite. Maybe that could work.
That's a good idea.
But then when they
have only the low ones be behind.
It could work. The animations might break though. I'm not sure. I might need to look into that.
Sorry guys, the game is delayed by another 6 months because we need to figure out the shoes.
Gotta figure out the shoes. I mean, it would be good. For instance, if a character kneels, the boot has certain rules. Yeah, anyway. I won't. But yeah.
Maybe we can have a shoe patch post-launch.
Maybe.
A shoe revamp.
Shoe revamp.
What everyone's been asking for.
The shoe patch, yeah.
The big shoe update.
But I forgot.
What kind of shoes do you wear? Sorry.
What do I wear?
Yeah, what are your go-to shoes?
My go-to shoes. I have a few pairs of shoes. I've got a pair of Doc Martin brown boots, which kind of do the job. You can kind of wear them casually, and they kind of look like a smart pair of shoes if you cover the boot part, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, so you can make them look like Oxfords.
Yeah, which is good. So I wore them for a long time just because there was kind of no, there was no scenario where you'd look odd. You might look a little bit too well dressed, but I feel like they were a good pair of shoes to just kind of get me by when I need it. When I had just one pair of shoes, when I was sort of accruing my my shoes,
your collection,
my collection. I got a second-hand pair of New Balances on eBay, which I wear pretty much day to day now if I'm just like popping to the shops. That's probably your answer. I
Good
don't
answer.
really have many other pairs of shoes.
That's okay. I only asked for your go-to shoes, so you
Yeah,
didn't
it
really
probably
need
is the
that
New
kind of-
Balances. I'm keen to get a pair of shoes like the German army trainer Gats, which I've included in the game, like these. But they're expensive, so I'm gonna gonna save up for them, just because I think they're like sneakers, but very nice sneakers. And I like the idea of having something that will, you know, I like to own as few things as possible, if I can. But I won't do that until my New Balances literally fall apart. So that's the plan.
We are opposites, I think.
Oh yeah, what shoes do you wear?
I have too many shoes. But I recently did score a really good Doc Martens find. Um, I found 20-year-old vintage Doc Martens that are made in the UK, which is pretty rare
I was going
now.
to say, yeah, apparently
Yeah.
that's the thing to get is the made in UK because they've gone overseas, haven't they? A lot of their
Yeah, and
production.
apparently the newer ones are less easy to repair, and less good apparently,
That's good.
I guess. But yeah, really happy about that. I'm gonna go to the Doc Martens store tomorrow and find out what to do to treat them because they're kind of worn, so it's a bit hard to tell what kind of leather it is. And I'm just like, I don't want to mess it up.
Oh sure.
So, but yeah.
Is it like oh, my chat's gone. I hope I'm still alive.
No.
Is it like a hard leather or a soft leather?
I guess it's more of a hard leather if you compare it to the soft leather ones I have, but yeah, I think it's just like because it's worn, it's hard to tell if it's meant to be suede or if it's just like a really worn regular leather. So I'm scared that if I put like any fat on it or anything, and it's actually suede, that's not good. So
I used to be really cautious, but I found leather kind of self repairs.
yeah.
So I've not really had too many problems. I do condition my boots
Yeah.
twice a year, which I think keeps them looking sprightly. Let me see if I can get chat back up. Probably is just me. Oh, I think my laptop. I'm still live, aren't I? Okay.
Yeah, just
Okay.
a little,
I'm sorry,
hiccup,
everyone.
but
Sorry for these technical difficulties. My laptop decided to disconnect from the internet for no reason. I was thinking of getting like a very small screen because I only have one monitor. That's why I use my laptop. And I was thinking of getting a very small screen, like that I could have vertically, and I could like
a dedicated chat screen.
not
like
for
a Twitch
chat,
streamer.
but like I could use it for like references or something, and or coding or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like maybe that could be a good investment.
It could, yeah.
But yes, at the moment, my laptop does me fine. My little ThinkPad,
Trusty.
trusty ThinkPad. I tell you, if you want a good laptop and you don't care what it looks like, just get a ThinkPad. There are so many on eBay. I think either people just like, well, I think they get them for work and then work doesn't ask for them back or something. And they just put them on eBay. I'm not sure, but there's a lot of them. I don't know what the defining feature of a cowboy boot is.
That's the tweet. What's the defining feature of a cowboy boot?
Yeah.
Instantly viral. I guess maybe it's like the sharp toe.
Yeah.
And
I've probably
and
not
the
gone.
sides being kind of like curved. Or not the sides, but the tops. I don't know. Alex will give us the TED Talk.
Yeah, maybe. Does Alex own a pair of cowboy boots?
Yes.
Ah, very cool. Made by a real cowboy.
I hope so. Can't have any fake cowboy boots.
You're not a fraud, are you, Alex? You're not a fraud. Are you? Blue velvet cowboy boots. Wow.
Oh, really, really tying in the David Lynch talk earlier and now.
Toe and block heel. You just reminded me, Sparrow. The last stream, we were talking about the rainbow, weren't we? And Richard of York. And I feel really embarrassed now. I went on a Wikipedia. I just went down this whole rabbit hole of the Battle of Is it Bosworth? I feel like I should have been taught that at school or something. It's like the defining Civil War battle of the United Kingdom, War of the Roses. Which again, I don't really know too much about the War of the Roses, but I think it was because it's the main inspiration of Game of Thrones, I think, or at least. But it's pretty wild. It's pretty wild. All the different houses and everything. But I read somewhere not to get. There's basically no book covers it in enough depth because so much happened, and it's which is often the case for a lot of history, I suppose. That's the trouble with history books. It's all up to interpretation.
Also, hi, welcome to the Twitch chat, Boy Among Clouds. Thank you for migrating.
Where were you before?
On YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Did someone tell him
That was me.
Oh, okay.
Or, you know.
You want to be where the cool kids are.
Yeah, I guess you get to see the Twitch chat on the stream. Yeehaw, Solzy.
Yeah, and that's it as well. Yeah, Stark and Lannister, York and Lancaster. Yeah, it all just started. I was like, oh my. I'm kind of glad I didn't learn it in school. I feel like I'm glad I learned modern history.
Can't believe Game of Thrones actually just plagiarized.
UK history, yeah. But there you go. Is anyone excited for the new? What's it called? Dragon House of Dragon.
Oh yeah, there's new.
Did we talk about this before? I can't remember.
I don't know.
It's going to be good because it's being show run by that guy who made that film with The Rock and a giant monkey.
That dude.
Yeah. So you know it's going to be good.
Oh, Matt Smith is in this.
Matt Smith is in it. Have you searched Matt Smith eyebrows? I was doing this the other day because it suddenly occurred to me that he didn't really have eyebrows, and there's all these pictures of people who've superimposed eyebrows on him. I
used to be on Doctor Who Tumblr. So.
Okay, yeah, that's probably where it comes from.
Oh yeah, that is weird. Well, he kind of has eyebrows in the. Well, I guess.
Yeah, he does. He does have eyebrows, to be fair, but.
Yeah, but like they are sometimes very bleached.
Yeah, characteristically not very apparent eyebrows, I guess I should.
But they really like. I feel like that helps with his whole look.
It does,
you know
for sure.
I mean?
It's a striking look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be the same. It would be different, so it wouldn't be the same.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, actually I've never looked at anything about this House of the Dragon series. I'm
just excited to have opinions about it.
Yeah, having opinions about Game of Thrones is like...
Yeah.
It's just, that's the whole experience.
I can just sit there while it's on and just form opinions. That's great. I can't wait.
And then you can tweet about them.
Yeah. It's going to be good, guys.
Yeah.
My autumn is complete.
I guess in a sense, the fact that his eyebrows are so kind of non-apparent does really help with the new like blonde Targaryen look.
It suits him well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I like the way the show ended has meant nobody has opinions about the trailers, premise of the show. The new one. Yeah, it doesn't feel like much people are talking about it, but I don't know. That could just be me. I feel like, yeah, people are just disenfranchised. I think I'm gonna post my boot suggestion in Discord general chat. Go for it. I might need Fern to relay it to me because.
Oh, that's okay. I will. Don't worry.
I think the one thing I will say about the Game of Thrones ending, and this is going to be spoiler free, I feel like the actual ending on paper is a good ending. And usually when I say this, people disagree with me.
In the book, or
like if you like at the end of season 4 had a little bit of paper and it just told you kind of where every character would end up. I feel like in there is a good ending. I feel like George R. R. Martin.
How many seasons did we go on to have?
Yeah, well, but then everything messed it up. He's cancelled. Yeah, like because I know a lot of people are really annoyed about, well, the main thing. At least one of the main thing, right? But I feel like if they'd had more time to actually flesh it out, which I'm sure George R. R. Martin would have done if he, ever. Anyway, I won't go on about it. I don't know how many people watch the show. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like narratively, I think it's okay. But I think narrative is tends to not be terribly important. I think tone is so much more important. I think that's where it needed, twice as long. Maybe even 3 times as long. I'm not even sure. It was such a, oh man. I just remember I can't remember which episode it was, but I was just like, I think Game of Thrones might be bad. I just remember it occurring to me. No. It was a long build up. Everyone complains that the last season was bad, but I think it was in its DNA from, things started going wrong.
Yeah. Sorry, I think I've kind of, I know, what the big thing that ended up happening was, but I have kind of blocked out a lot of that show. Just because,
Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, it was a really short last season. It was like 6 episodes.
That's right as well. It wasn't, so it wasn't even the full 10. I think it was 7. I think it was 7 episodes.
No, it definitely is 6.
Oh, was it 6? Oh, okay.
8. Yeah, I'm on IMDb. But
wow, so it wasn't even that long. It wasn't even 7.
Yeah, season 7 had 7 episodes, and all the other seasons have 10 episodes each.
That's 6 episodes. It feels like it's been ages. It hasn't actually been that long, has it?
Well, I mean, it was in 2019, and we had a whole pandemic.
Okay, feels longer ago than maybe it was. I'm not sure. Ooh.
But yeah, kind of a strange choice to make it so short.
Yeah, I mean, they had that big Star Wars deal, didn't they? Which, I don't know. I heard some people say that they were just rushing through so they could work on Star Wars because that was like the new exciting thing. And then by doing that, they lost their deal on Star Wars. But I'm sure there's no way that's true because shows it's easy to just be like the 2 guys who ran the show, like they're all at fault. But so many things go into writing a show. I can't believe they were like, oh yeah, we're going to make it 6 because I really want to work on Star Wars. And then everyone was just like, yeah, okay. I just can't believe that that's actually what happened. I can't believe it was that easy. I feel like there must have been a lot more decisions. Yeah, no, actually, yeah. But I don't know. I don't really know. Must be tough being... People always like to look to sort of one person or 2 people they can,
Yeah.
they can attribute everything to.
Yeah.
But
just blame them.
Tends to be more complicated. In life, Game of Thrones endings are more complicated.
So true, bestie. Retweet.
Would you rush to finish the Garden Path if you? I wouldn't work on a Star Wars game. I'm just not a fan of.
Ooh.
Well, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Star Wars to begin with. I'm not against Star Wars, but I have no strong feelings towards it. So it wouldn't be a good fit. Like my heart wouldn't be in it. But
God,
also,
Chris, I thought you worked in PR.
yeah, true.
Where's the match? Did you not even research Louis at all?
But I feel like the joy of the Garden Path is I got my heart in it, and
Yeah.
I don't know I guess that's a good question. What franchise would you want to work on if you were approached? Maybe it doesn't even need to be a franchise. What would be your dream I guess it would be Twin Peaks, wouldn't it, for you?
Oh,
What would
yeah.
you do? What would you do with it? Where would you take it?
Well, probably somewhere else than Deadly Premonition.
Okay.
But not to be controversial or anything.
Yeah, I
But
happen to know a cousin who really likes that deadly thing that you just said.
Oh, it's just it's interesting. Yeah. It's very much just like Twin Peaks the video game, but with transphobia, because that was
Oh, okay. I don't know this at all. Actually, what is this?
yeah.
Is it a video game?
There was a game that came out like years ago, and it recently got a sequel.
Oh, okay.
And the original game was pretty transphobic in the plot. And then the second one was also transphobic, and it's just
They doubled down.
I don't know. Yeah,
Gotta-
but I don't
gotta
think
finish
it's
what we
like,
started.
intended. I think
Okay.
it might just be like ignorant.
Yeah, could well be.
But the thing is that after they were kind of like taken down for it, they responded and were like, "We fixed it now," and really they just changed a few lines. When the problem is that the whole villain part
Problems
of
at
the
the
game
core.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if it got fixed like after that, because I kind of just decided that, you know what, I suffered through the whole first game's director's cut edition. It crashed on me and stopped me from playing it for a lot of time, and then I'd worked really hard to make sure I finished it, and it was not worth it.
Not worth it. Oh, I'm sorry.
You can catch the full playthrough on my YouTube channel that I don't use. It's
The evidence is there.
Identified by the incredible thumbnails that I later repurposed as emotes of my face just going, what is going on in this game?
Do you have a
but
bank
yeah.
of a bank of thumbnail expressions? Maybe I should do that.
I kind of do, and
Mr.
the
Beast
best part is that
style.
I didn't make them the thumbnails. YouTube did the automatic, like, finding
Oh, okay.
the thumbnails.
It just so happened that you were always pulling that expression, or at least
Yeah,
frequently enough.
It's pretty great. I'm sending you a screenshot of the playlist. You'll see that there's a lot of them.
It's a lot of wincing.
A lot of iconic moments. God,
This
this
is
was
good.
a long time ago.
No, there's quite a range of emotions, really.
Yeah, exactly.
yourself a
We went through
disservice.
the whole thing. But yeah, it really is unfortunate because some people really love the game in like a kind of like a culty way.
That we've got.
Yeah, there it is.
This is disconcerted, angry. Oh no, this is sort of angry and worried at the same time. Very happy here. That's okay.
Yeah.
And then very suspicious.
Yeah.
Have you done that test online where you have to tell what people are feeling just from their eyes?
Ooh, I love micro expressions, but I have not done the test. Maybe that's an on-stream thing we could do.
Maybe. I remember taking it when I was like, I went through a phase when I was like maybe 10 years old, and I did like I think there was a BBC website with a lot of psychology tests that actually they were scientifically, they weren't just like BuzzFeed tests, just to give myself some credit. I don't even think BuzzFeed quizzes existed at the time. But anyway, and I remember this being one of them. And I remember getting a very high score, and then I did it again recently, and I got like an okay score. But I don't know. I feel like some of them, I don't know, like, because a lot of them I think are like actors from films, and I think the way they've decided how they're feeling is how an actor is portraying a scene in a film, and I know one of them is like Keanu Reeves, who can't act, so I don't, like, how are you supposed to, do you know what I mean? Like, you're expected to read emotions from people faking emotions, I don't know. From someone else interpreting that emotion from I don't know, just seems like a bad premise. Not the kind of thing I would have thought of when I was 10, but just a thought. I mean, maybe they'd obviously know better than I do. Maybe it's good enough. But
Oh, interesting. Sorry, I just I used to watch Lie to Me, which does deal with this a lot. And apparently on lietomeme.com there's like a quiz category. So that's fun that they can you pass the micro expressions test? Aha. Oh, okay, I see. It's just the okay. Well, this is what I found.
Yeah, quickly. It's not that. This is just eyes. This is. I guess this is different. This micro expressions.
Yeah.
Hi Lilith, welcome in.
Hi Lilith, good to see you.
Welcome to the shoe stream.
Oh, I think I found it. Or
the eye test.
It was here. It's on harvard.edu. Edu is obviously the way you're supposed to say it. Social intelligence test. Oh
That
wow, okay, now you have to like put in a bunch of info.
Oh yeah, there's a big buy-in.
Okay, so this is it then.
I believe that's it, yeah.
Yeah. That's the link. Are you there? Oh no, I almost sent it to Alex, which is
I'm not going to be doing it on stream, just if anybody's
no, but if
got
you
their
want
hopes
to
up
finish
or down.
later.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess the other ones seem a bit more easy. Like there's one where you just get like a short video of someone and then you have to decide. And then there's the other one that was just like pictures of people's faces, which is hard because they look fairly neutral, but they're GIFs and they are still, but then suddenly they change. Oh, that's creepy.
Okay.
I'm not sure how is that's actually just like scary. I don't know how you're supposed to do that. It's just like a microsecond of them changing their face.
It's very, very 21st century. How well can you read people's emotions through an internet GIF?
Yeah.
It's a life skill.
I do think that is really interesting though, with the like how little changes in your face can actually reveal like a lot of emotions.
But I mean, they say, a lot of your. Oh, there's always some expression, isn't there? A certain amount of communication is body language, don't they? So they say. So who knows?
Are we getting a matching cowboy hat for these boots? I know this isn't a hat stream.
It's not a hat stream. Maybe
we can't say yet. Maybe, but
it has been a little while since our hat stream, so maybe next time we could do a cowboy hat. Also, I'm sorry if anybody came in expecting Tom's shoes to make an appearance, because that was heavily promoted, but I'm afraid it was a little bit clickbaity because.
I'm devastated.
Tom has his shoes. I think they might even be in the game files. The trouble is the animations.
He doesn't have his back shoes.
He doesn't have his back shoes, but like I said, the trouble is the animations, because I was lazy maybe 2 or 3 years ago whenever I did the animations, probably 2 years ago, and he puts his weight down on the ankle point, and I need to reanimate it to include the shoes such that it looks like he's putting his weight down on the base of his feet, which would be a very boring stream. It is a good TikTok.
Well, at some point we're gonna be able to share
Share the
footage of
fix.
full shoe.
It's just one of those things that like is important, but it's not important at the same time, if you know what I mean. Like, it hasn't been at the top of my to-do list. Animation is, I think it would be fun to, it's quite fun to do the broad strokes of an animation, but I think when you get into like the nitty-gritty, of which Tom is definitely the hardest character to animate, just because apart from the player, he might even be harder than the player. The walking animation for Tom took forever, because of course he's walking, but then he's also got the stick, and it's getting it sort of look as though he's putting his weight on the stick. And I'm worried because actually the back animation is better than the front animation, and I'm worried I'm gonna mess it up by adding shoes. But I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, but it's lots of animation. Is just lots of, at least tween animation, which is what Godot is lots of just micro adjustments, just in and out micro adjustments. Dipped in taro. Is it taro as in
Hi.
the vegetable?
This is
Thank
Alex. We now have 2 Alexes in chat. So.
Thank you for the kind words. They are
Good to
coming
see you.
together. I think I'm going to add just a little bit more shading, and then I'll move on to another pair of shoes. I don't know if someone has a.
I did send you that suggestion from Boy Among Clouds.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Hi JJ. Got so
Was
many
the suggestion the
friends today.
picture?
Yeah.
Okay. I would do this, but I feel like functionally it's already in the game, so I'll just post it for everyone to see. Thanks for your suggestion.
Yeah, pretty
You'll be
swanky
glad
looking,
to
though. I like
know. Can never. Every time I paste something into Krita, it kind of doesn't work. We're gonna do it. I think I need to open it in my browser first. There we are. It's gone behind his head. But yeah, so there are already brogues in the game, and there are already a pair of cuffed raw denim jeans in the game. So the combination of the two, hopefully, will complete that look. The brogues, I think. Oh, there they are. I was working on them right at the beginning, wasn't I? Where are the cowboy boots there? So here are the brogues. Kind of quite lightly decorated brogues. I suppose I could. But there's only so much. The trouble is, shoes only really appear as about 4 or 5 pixels on the when you're actually playing the game. So a certain amount of detail gets lost. Like maybe you can. I might just enhance them, but maybe that's for another time. Tarot card stuff. But do you like the root vegetable? We were talking about them the other day when we tarot.
Oh, but
it
that's
spelled the
without a
same?
T at the end. It's just spent.
Is it? I swear I had a T at the end.
Did it?
Am I going crazy? Oh, you might be right. Oh, you are right. Okay, now I know. I always made that connection.
Yeah, get some boots, Lilith. No one can stop you.
Root vegetable tarot cards.
Oh my god. Listen, I'm just saying.
Just say it.
Could have had a tarot deck as a Kickstarter reward, but now it's too late.
How many cards are in a tarot deck? Is there quite a lot? Is there a typical amount?
I bet someone in chat is able to answer quicker than I am able to Google it, but or it could be like an oracle deck, which is like less cards. I think.
Less cards.
78 cards in a regular tarot deck.
78, and they're
Mhm.
all unique, or is there
Yeah.
like blue crazy skeleton and red crazy skeleton?
No.
Okay,
Um,
darn.
Um, yeah.
Did anybody suggest anything? Did I miss something? Nobody suggested anything, so I'm gonna draw Crocs.
Oh my god, yes. Well, I would like to suggest Crocs, so that's perfect.
That's what you get.
I love Crocs. I have no shame.
I'm wearing
I
Crocs
think
right
they're great.
now.
Oh wow. I'm
Uh,
wearing well, I'm wearing Birkenstocks,
I have
slippers.
like flip flop Crocs that I wear around the house. They're my indoor Crocs, and they're good.
Yeah.
I like wearing.
Wow.
This is such an old man thing. I like wearing slippers around the house. I don't like to
Well,
be.
you just have to, you know. It's just
Yeah,
it's how it should be.
because I've got a pair of like nice sort of cork slippers that I wear in the winter.
Mm.
But I needed something in the summer, and I thought Crocs were.
Yeah, I'm wearing wool slippers right now, but
Ooh,
that's
okay,
I
bold.
guess. I know, yeah. Also, that is absolutely fine, Taro. You do not have to apologize for having lag on mobile. Twitch should apologize to you.
I wouldn't have noticed if you hadn't said.
Yeah.
Minor Arcana and Major Arcana. They missed the trick there. They could have, instead of having two of them, they could have had one crazy skeleton. Red or blue.
A lot of skeletons going around here.
What skeletons are there in a tarot deck?
I don't know, you tell me.
I've never seen or used tarot deck. Or I feel like my dad had one in a drawer somewhere.
Ooh. It's a kind of almost
I vaguely remember that. Maybe I'll ask next time I see him. It's the kind of thing my dad would have, but not because he's into it at all, just almost the opposite. It's just one of those things.
Oh, I found an eye test. Or not an eye test, obviously, but like reading the eyes thing that doesn't require you to sign up and give your every piece of information about yourself.
I will say that you should try to... obviously, if they're asking for your email and your phone number and stuff, then it gets a bit weird. But if they're like, how old are you and what country are you from? You know, they're doing that to sort of demographic. Is there a...
Yeah.
There's a word. They're trying to demographic. That's a noun, not a verb. Is there a verb for anyway the information? And if they're
categorize.
Categorize. And you know, if they are a reputable, then it's probably worth your time. That's what I figure anyway.
Yeah,
especially if you're getting a kick out of it. I did this test because I saw online. I think this was last year. Like they would give me like a £15 Amazon voucher or something. And I had to, I did this test over like 4 weeks where it would like show me a smiley face in 3 different boxes. And I had to, as quickly as I possibly could, push a key on my keyboard to match the smiley face in the box. And then after that, say a bunch of words that didn't exist out loud into my microphone. And I did that a handful of times. And you sat there and these smiley faces, it gave me a headache because it's the kind of thing that would be fun to do for like 30 seconds, but you were doing it for like 10 minutes and it's high concentration. Like connecting in your head which smiley face is in which box, and it just kept going. And at the very end, they gave me a questionnaire, and they were like, "Did you notice the pattern of the smiley faces?" And I was like, "Oh, just didn't notice. Didn't notice it at all."
Did you know what it was for?
But it was something to do with, I think, dyslexia or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think dyslexia.
Interesting.
It was to do with I think they were testing the relationship between dyslexia um and reaction time. I think something
Do you
like
have
that.
dyslexia?
I don't have dyslexia, but they were taking anyone. So but maybe the other side of it is my reaction times are comically poor, and I read somewhere that there's essentially nothing you can do about that. It's like burnt into you. I think you can hone it
Oh,
by
wow.
like 10th of a microsecond or something, but yeah, there's like a limit to how improved your reaction times can be, which is kind of reassuring. But because
Is it?
the very end of the test, yeah, because it's like, why bother trying to get it up? I can just chill out. At the very end of the test, I had to do a reaction times test where it would flash red, and I had to push the space bar as quickly as possible. And gosh, and then I got all my friends to do the same test, but also because it was a very simple reaction time test. And I think mine is something like, I can't even remember what the numbers are, but it's bad. It's because I'm a chill guy. That's why. I'm just sort of floating.
You're not made for the
Yeah.
not made for the stressful
No.
life. You're made for the garden path. Just taking a stroll.
That's like, do you ever like envision you're viewing the eyes? Because you know how chickens can see things at such a high, like their reaction times are like, can you even imagine what the brain of a chicken must be going, like when they see a fox? Like, I just don't even know. Like, you physically can't imagine it, can you?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's me and my mates, like when we're playing Smash Bros. Like, I just can't. Their reaction time is just too fast. They're on a whole other planet. But I beat them anyway. Ha 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 ha.
Oh, nice.
Because my technique is better. I haven't played Smash in a while.
Yeah.
If anyone wants to 1v1 me on Smash, you can't actually, because I've run out of Nintendo, whatever it is. So that's.
Oh yeah, online.
Yeah, I was like, I never used this.
If anyone wants to gift Louis Nintendo Online and 1v1.
Yeah, that's true. I would have gladly accepted the offer though. Technique is more important than because none of my mates grab. Really easy thing to exploit because you can just shoot at everything. Smash Bros talk.
I will just nod my head and agree.
But I think have I said this on stream before? I think everybody, if you vox pop someone in the street and you go, "Who's your main in Smash?" everybody should have an answer. I
Oh,
think that should be mandated. You don't have to feel that strongly about it, but you should have an answer. That's my. I'd run
well,
on that.
of course, my favorite Pokemon, Kirby, is my favorite. Feeling very controversial today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Lewis asks, have you played Fall Guys? Oh yeah, that's free to play now. Maybe we can do a Fall Guys Discord tournament.
My laptop's giving up again.
Oh no.
Let me.
That's okay. I will read the chat to you.
Missing key chat.
Chris is saying sub goals for Louis to get Switch Online.
Get Switch Online. It was such a small amount of money, like, because when you have like 8 friends in the group, it's like £8 a year or something. But I just wasn't using it, so I was like,
yeah,
I just won't anymore. Because I was hoping, I don't know, Animal Crossing Online kind of left a bit to be desired, I think.
it did, yeah.
Unless you were like, what was the guy's name? The celebrity? Who was...
Oh, Elijah Wood.
Yeah, unless you're like him and you're like popping around different villages and getting the max out of your turnips. But I never got into the whole turnip thing. I don't know, it just never seemed fun to me. The whole min-maxing thing, I don't know why people get enjoyment out of that in games, but I feel like that's...
Yeah, not in a game like that.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot.
You say that, but there's probably going to be someone min-maxing the Garden Path when it comes out.
Probably. I mean, I've had people asking, like, I'm the type of person who just wants to min-max everything. Can I do that?
Yeah.
And yeah, it's kind of just designed as much as I can to not do that. But I don't know. I'd be curious to see what if people would want
They'll
to take
find
it
a
that way.
way.
Maybe. I've never played Fall Guys. I kind of, when it was popular, I was kind of like, this won't be popular in, in a month's time, and I was right. I was like, I might be wrong.
Well, now it's back.
But I
so.
figured I would save the, I don't know, how much was it, like £12 or something?
Yeah. Well, now it's free. So.
Spent that on pasta and lentils and survived for another week. So who's laughing now?
Definitely not the lentils.
No. God, what is that? I can't figure out the pattern on Crocs.
Yeah, they are kind of.
I think there's
they
one.
do have a pattern.
There's one. Yeah, there's a line. Oh, I can't.
Do you? Okay.
There's a line there. Ben's got some cat things. And then I think there's a couple here. It could be a line though. And then maybe another one
Here are
here.
my Crocs, and oh my god, they're dusty. This is one.
Dusty Crocs. Oh, you've got all
Dusty
the
Crocs.
That's
I've got
no
all
help.
my things.
I forgot what those were called.
So there's so on these ones there's like 1 and then 2. It seems like, oh god, this is backwards. And then 2.
There's a lot of chocolate on there. Are they all chocolates? Chocolates
There
and
is.
M&Ms.
Well, yeah, kind of. There's also a pink one I have. Yeah. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to tell.
My Crocs are much less fancy.
So I think it's like it starts with 1, and then it's 2,
Yeah.
and then it's 3. No, this is just so weird.
I don't think there really is a pattern, is there?
Maybe not.
Didn't really want this to be a Croc whole stream. It might be.
God, my flannel is very long. If you saw how long that was, you did not see it.
Let's just say again.
I bought this flannel for too much money. It's like vintage from the 50s.
Okay.
And it's very, very big, but mostly it's just very long.
Oh, okay.
So it goes down to like my knees, which is it's some sort of look maybe, but
So was it like someone in the 50s who was very big? It was theirs once.
yeah. Yeah.
Now it's being worn.
It's being worn by a very not tall person.
Been given a new lease of life. Small people.
I think it would be fun to do a Fall Guys stream, Chris. If the community is interested, because obviously we would need to like make a lobby and we would have to have people in there, so it would only be fun.
Oh, would everybody else be playing as well? Is that the
that'd be great.
Get
everyone in there.
I wouldn't watch myself doing a Fall Guys stream. That's my
that's fine. You don't have to.
Maybe I suppose I don't have to. But private rooms.
Yeah, you would want a private room with only the community.
Maybe one day. Oh no, what's happened? Oh. What's that happened? I think I probably can't call these Crocs in the game.
No, they have to be
Call them resin clogs. Pretty catchy.
Just call them Brox or Slocks.
Slocks. Official branded Slocks. Could do. Could do.
Oh yeah, they are good garden shoes. They're good around the house, like outside the house shoes.
That's what. Yeah, I've got mine. I've got a very utilitarian pair of not even racing green, just garden green. The kind of green a watering can is.
Mox.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like jelly clogs is very good.
What's good? Jelly
clogs.
Yeah.
Because they kind of are a little bit jelly.
A little bit jelly. I might. The wrong colour. Oh, I don't think you'll actually see this. Look. Well, I suppose their feet would be in it, wouldn't they? So, I can't remember. Would it be bare feet?
I mean,
I think I'm probably going to go for socks and Crocs. I know that's...
I think it's you know, as a person who's mildly driven by sensory
I know it's...
what am I trying to say? Um, Socks and Crocs is a better experience.
I mean, it's what I'm doing right now, technically.
Yeah.
There's no judgment here. Oh, how have I done this?
Except for maybe Tabble would judge you if you wore socks and Crocs or
I
socks
don't
and
know if
sandals.
the game is that intelligent. Or I'd have to...
Mm.
There's no dialogue lines based on... It used to be if you went up to a character with an axe, they would say something like, you know, what on earth are you doing? But you can't run around with an axe anymore because of the way I changed the way the game works, which is a shame. But, you know, ups and downs.
Yeah.
Better feedback on the user experience front. I think that's more important than being able to
Yeah.
threaten Tabble. Probably.
Yeah, you know, I love the idea of threatening Tabble with my sock choice, but
Yeah, they'd have to know what you're wearing and then find a dialogue line based on that, I guess. Quite advanced stuff. But maybe it's worth it.
all part of the Big Shoe update.
Yeah, it could be. Artificial intelligence. I kind of had this idea of... I like the idea of the map being... Just while I've got time to play with it, because we'll be going back to looking at the map. Because I like the idea of it being one big sort of cohesive... I don't know, I haven't really had much... I think people are already saying that the world feels quite large, even though the large map isn't available yet.
Yeah.
So maybe...
Well, you know, once you play enough, I think the world will feel less large.
Yeah, there is that. But kind of where maybe the large world isn't one big thing, but it's kind of this... You're able to kind of zoom out and travel between, or maybe we get rid of the large and small, and there's kind of... I don't know. There's like a map where it's just sort of an idea I had. And like, you open the map and instead of like you can like zoom out, and there's like this area here, but then there's like this path, and then there's this area. I guess it's not... I don't know. But then it's not really... I don't know, I'm just sort of talking out loud. I just had the idea in my head.
Oh, this is good. This is what we're here for.
But I feel like the game sort of... The idea of the game is that you're in one of many kind of squared off gardens that kind of abstractly is the garden, and at the same time...
The garden is just a bunch of squares.
Yeah. So I don't know. I want to give more weight to the map. I feel like at the moment, because I did some... I have split there's the northern gardens and the southern gardens, and I did technically add a kind of it's not quite ready yet, but something where it kind of forms other squares and shapes, and then names them as well, kind of dynamically, so you get sort of portioned off parts of the map, which I think is fun. Kind of gives a bit of identity to it. But the thing I want to do, I'm thinking of, because I don't know if there's any how OG how far back any of you guys in the chat are, but the true inspiration for the garden path isn't Animal Crossing. It's Viva Pinata. And I feel
remember
like
this, yeah.
I feel like the game isn't Viva Pinata enough at the moment, and I wanna really hone in. I'm not joking.
Can we get a tweet, Alex, that just says, I feel like the game isn't really Viva Pinata. Yeah.
But
Louis Durant.
I feel like
2022.
you should really be aware of the fact that you're trying to attract villagers, which at the moment you kind of not.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to bring that to the forefront, and I feel like what I might do currently, all of the NPCs and things are in the encyclopedia, but I might kind of make that its own tabs and have this, I don't know, social tab or something, so that right from the get-go you're kind of tracking that. I don't know, but then with Viva Pinata, like, there's just all kinds of pinatas coming at any which way. Yeah, I mean, it is in the game at the moment. It's just I think people don't. I mean, like you're saying, you've played the early version of it, and maybe you didn't realize that. Is kind of what I'm saying. So I want that to feel like that's what you're doing, and you're customizing the garden based on the characters you're choosing to win over. I don't know. Just feel like it's not there yet. Animal Crossing Villages, you put out one piece of trash and they love you. It doesn't feel like you have to work for it. Yeah. Yeah, and I just like the idea of that you are directly influencing who's there. It's not just roll of the dice.
Instead of time traveling ungodly amounts and then just villager hunting for 15 hours and not getting the villager you wanted because they were actually in the what's it called, like the queue for the ones that will just randomly move into your house, so they weren't gonna show up on an island anyway, so you just spent you're telling me I just bought Ratatouille for nothing?
That's how it feels. I've never gone that deep.
It's hell in there. It's delusional. It's the closest I've ever gotten to feeling the effects of drugs is streaming for 16 hours and then sleeping a little bit and waking up again to go stream more to try to find Judy. Judy never came, and I ended up just getting them from a friend instead. And then someone else will stream a villager hunt, and the third villager they'll find will be Judy, and you'll be really upset.
I think this is Judy, is it? I'm gonna paste. Oh.
Yeah,
I can see why. You would. I've got a really ropey. My Animal Crossing. I lost interest in Animal Crossing because all of my villages were awful. I've got some fluorescent green rhino. I've got a snooty anteater, literally called Snooty, whose whole thing is that they're up themselves. I've got a monkey wearing too much lipstick. I've got a frog who looks like he's made of mud. I think he is, but it's not in a good way. He looks like. Has anybody played Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Is it War Junior?
It could be. He looks like that. There's a boss in Conker's Bad Fur Day who's a big pile of poo. I don't know if anybody's played that game, and they literally look the same. I'm sure some people would love them, but I've got a really cool rabbit. They're my favourite. I forgot what they're called. They like wear dungarees. I don't know what they're called. And they've got kind of like horizontal eyes. They're kind of like dark blue and light. I don't know how many characters are in the game.
I think I know.
I've totally forgotten what they're called. They're my favourite.
Is it Doc? Is dark blue?
I do have Doc. I got Doc as well. Doc's cool.
Oh, okay. That is a rabbit. But is it Pippi?
Pippi. I think it's Pippi. Yeah, I rate Pippi.
Or Hopkins. No, Hopkins isn't got horizontal eyes.
I think it's Pippi.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I rate Pippi. I feel like Pippi's got opinions, you know?
Yeah, Pippi's got a lot of on their mind.
I feel like I could, just sit out and chill with Pippi. There's Pippi. But
They're also plotting something.
Isn't there like a no? It's just it's an ease with the world. There's no plotting.
Okay.
They're just they're laid back. That's how I read it anyway. Yeah, isn't there like a toxic meta or something with Animal Crossing? Isn't there where like because there's certain people tier listing, I suppose, the different villages in there. I've seen this.
Yeah,
and there's like
how Raymond was really popular for a while.
Yeah, I just love that idea.
Now that he has like his own amiibo card, he's nothing.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Now anyone can get
and people
him.
being like, "You think you've got a cool card and you don't even have." What was their name? Was it Raymond?
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny, and it's so down to taste. Like I think the ones that are really popular. Just don't interest me at all. But it's there's so many different villages that you've got again, and then why not have the fun of attracting certain ones to your village or whatever. I don't know. Just seems like a no-brainer. You got to work for it, of course. You can't just pick and choose.
Yeah.
But part of the fun as well is not choosing. I think in Animal Crossing, I think you kind of come to warm with the characters you're lumped with, in a way.
Yeah, it's nice seeing what comes your way randomly.
Yeah.
So I guess if you wanted to play the garden path like that, you could as well. If you just planted everything you wanted to, and then you just see who shows up.
Just see what happens. Yeah. Exactly.
I think these crocs are coming. I mean, Mox,
Mox
vlogs are coming together really well.
They're okay. I feel like the holes are maybe too big. I'm not sure.
When they read as because obviously it's not going to be that zoomed in. So when you're in the game,
they'll look like. But then I forget because you guys are watching it much more zoomed out than I am. I'm sorry if you kind of have no idea what I'm doing. I forget sometimes. Zoomed in for me is actually quite zoomed out for you.
Do you have any like really old boots that just have like a straight up hole in them?
I should do. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll do that last.
Like the toe of the boot is just like open.
Yeah, I should do that. I want to shade these crocs, and then I'll move. Something like that. Isn't it? This back thing kind of goes over the top, doesn't it? I don't think there's anything there otherwise.
It can go in the front, yeah.
Oh, Lilith, I'm easily won over by Freckles. Oh, so you don't like Freckles?
Oh no, the character called Freckles. I can find a picture. Or are you already?
I can tell.
Oh, the Freckles is adorable. Look at that.
I Google, Freckles is cute. I Google Animal Crossing Freckles, and the first thing that comes up on Google is ranking. It's messed up, people. They do look a bit like an octopus in a funny way, don't they? Maybe it's just because they're pink. I feel like they look like those in Mario. They've got those squid, don't they? With the eyes on the side. But I suppose ducks do have. Where is Freckles? Oh, there they are. Oh, transparent background this time.
Oh. They're just trying to have a good time. I don't know why you're hating so much, Lilith. But that said, this game does make you change. Because, oh my god, I was just about to tell a story about Sketchy, and now here they are. When Sketchy started playing Animal Crossing, or a bit before, they were like, people are so mean to these villagers. Like, they haven't done anything wrong. And then, like a few months down the line, you have Sketchy doing a villager hunting stream, and they're like, oh, I hate this one.
Yeah. I think we're all susceptible to it. It's just the idea of there being a collectively decided list. I think that's where it gets a bit iffy for me.
Yeah.
Because they are just pixels on a screen.
These little dudes.
Still dudes. Okay, let's
Have
do.
you seen the movie Splice? I don't. Oh, apparently it's also a royalty-free sound service.
Splice.
I think I watched like a. Oh my god, I see it. I see what you mean with Freckles. I watched like a video about Splice, but I never saw the actual movie. Interesting. But yeah, the eyes are.
It sounds like a horror film.
It is, yeah.
Oh, okay. Lots of splicing going on. I can't remember the last time I spliced. Maybe I should get on it.
What are you gonna splice?
Do you ever, you go around your parents' house, do some splicing?
You just pick some things up and
yeah, splice
get
them.
spliced.
It's splicing time. Gotta stay on top of your splicing, guys.
This is a cute design.
We're gonna add. Yeah, I'll do a little toe poking out for one of them, I think. Yeah, I do. I like generally things in the game. I want to do more that's kind of just, I don't know, yeah, I guess just old boots but with different characteristics.
Yeah, different socks on the inside, maybe some patterns.
Yeah, something like that. Got to make it obvious. The toe, of course. I need to here. I guess it would be their little toes, wouldn't it? And it needs to.
I've never broken I've never worn down a shoe or boot so much that I know what wears down first. I guess your big toe is more of like a protruding. Like,
yeah, you're right. Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
I've got this all wrong.
Unless you have some sort of like.
Oh yeah.
Super strong, little toes. Which.
And I felt, doesn't the toe kind of. Yeah, I am getting this all wrong. And then doesn't the toe kind of stick out over the boot? Maybe the perspective doesn't work for that. This one requires a bit of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Worn down boots. Toe. Okay. Oh, see, I have seen some just now that have more of like the outside of the foot worn down, but.
Oh, okay.
Just because like the connection, like the seam with the sole to the actual fabric of the boot just like opened up a bit. I've yet to find one that has like a proper hole.
It's I kind of imagine some fairy tale illustration of an old man or something.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Vintage bronze sculpture of worn out shoe with toes. Perfect. Here you go. That is,
Let's have a look.
there you go.
Oh, sure, okay. That's kind of scary. I don't know why.
Yeah, terrifying.
My mouse has
honestly.
disappeared.
Why are there so many? Wow, there are so many similar like sculptures and.
Oh. Oh, so I can't actually do it because my. Oh, there it goes. My mouse has come back. I don't know why. It disappeared.
No.
It almost looks like. Oh.
No.
It almost looks as though the feet are
Yeah.
being eaten up by the shoe or something. I'm not sure.
It's quite. Yeah.
The feet are becoming the shoe.
They are.
Yeah, you'd be a bit hard done by if that's what your boots look like, wouldn't it?
Yeah, you'd start to have to develop kind of like hobbit strength feet where you don't even need the boots anymore. God, my Google searches are going to be so terrible after this.
I'll lace them up, and then I'm gonna call it a little bit earlier today, just because I'm not feeling 100%.
Yeah, yeah. You need to go. You need to rest. This is illegal activity right now.
But I did have a good restful weekend.
That is good, but still, we're not being aligned with the values of the garden path if we stream while Louis is sick. So.
But I haven't been sick. Well, apart from before this month, I basically hadn't been sick since summer 2019 or something. It's a novelty that I'm not immediately eager to return to.
Yeah, and not during the summer.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
I don't know, maybe it's better because you can enjoy the nice weather.
Yeah, maybe.
And you got a cold and it's just cold and you're cold and
yeah, then you can like bundle up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, true.
Even more reason to.
But I hope everybody's enjoyed. We've done a few shoes.
We've done
got a few shoes under our belts.
Don't put shoes under your belts. Unless maybe that's an accessory that you want to, you know, like tie the shoelaces together and like, you know, wrap them around your belt so the shoes dangle as a chain. I mean, anyway,
below the belt rather than under.
If you would like to watch more streams, you can find Alex on TikTok Live next Tuesday. At 5 p.m. BST. So you should follow and make sure you come in at 5 p.m. BST because TikTok Lives are so weird.
Are they?
I swear, like the For You page on TikTok is incredible. It can be really, really specifically correct. But I feel like the normal TikToks versus the actual lives on the For You page do not correlate. I get very, very worrying TikTok lives, and I don't know why. But I've seen I wanted to tweet this, but I ended up not doing it. But TikTok live on your For You page is the closest I've ever gotten to the dark web. I've not looked for it or anything, but like it's scary out there.
Okay.
So don't do that. Instead, watch Alex play the
Yeah.
game. It's cute.
There be dragons.
Ooh,
There
we
be
need to hit dark
dragons
dropping in 20 minutes.
on your. Oh,
Oh
nice.
my god.
I've pretty much given up on TikTok, I think, at this point. Obviously, I think Alex is doing great work, but I've tried to get a what's it called, a For You page. The best content I was able to get it to show me was bricklaying, which is kind of okay.
Yeah, I mean that's not bad content.
But
So.
it really it's confused that I don't want to watch like endless Boris Johnson opinion pieces and lads being quirky in Tesco and other sort of. I think it thinks that because I'm English, I'm really eager for British content, which is just.
Yeah.
If that's your thing, if that's what you're on TikTok for, and I like a lot of, but I don't want to go on TikTok for it. And to be fair, I did get it to a point where I got a lot of. I mean, it was a lot of artwork, but it's just like people doing close-ups of themselves doing multiple lines, and then you see the final piece kind of over and over and over again. And I kind of just want to see the final piece. I could just, and if I wanted to, I could just follow them on Twitter, and I'd have more time to stop and appreciate the piece. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like an ideal format for artists. But that's just because I'm thinking like, what would I do if I was on there? I've genuinely got no idea.
Yeah. Probably some like very avant-garde non-content. It's just like you putting the kettle on and
well, I'm currently going one step beyond that by having no content is the true avant-garde.
Meta.
And every single one of the things on my For You page has the same song, and it drives me up the wall. It's that one do 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 on the piano, and it's like, your video doesn't need to have that. Like, just I don't know.
Listen, at least you haven't been on Stranger Things TikTok when running up that hill.
I mean, I have had a fair few running up that hills, but yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, and it's like now it's become like a remix. There's obviously the Stranger Things remix, which is like not as like trash, but it's just it's somebody pointed it out on TikTok, where they were like, this song that's like very, the intent and meaning behind running up that hill is pretty. It's pretty serious, it's pretty dark, and you just have like people doing their Shein clothing hauls with that in the background. And it's really a sight.
It's a whole world out there. It's a whole world of misjudgment. But Running Up That Hill is a good song.
It is. It's a great song. I'm actually super glad to see Kate Bush get like a resurgence within the youth.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But I hope they catch on to Cloud Busting or like.
Yeah, I always thought Cloud Busting was the big song actually. And then I went on her Wikipedia and I found out that not even remotely. I think Running Up That Hill's always been. I think Cloud Busting was like top 20. I mean, I don't even think Running Up That Hill has ever been in number one. I think this is the first. Sorry, obviously now it has, but I don't think it was back in the day. I think that's right. I think it got to number 2. So pretty, And I don't know if anybody knows this, but she owns her own record label as well. So she runs the game. So it's all going to Bush. And also she produced. I didn't know she produced all of her own albums, which is insane for like the 80s. I'm sure she must have had a team. Because it was just a whole different game in the 80s producing music. I mean, to do it yourself, you must have all the the big machines and everything and the tracks and so I respect that. But I guess that's how she got her sound to, it's
Yeah.
like Prince, I think, produced his own stuff, at least initially. I don't know if he continued to. But that's how you get that really unique sound, because the artist is just able to hone it. But you don't really, um, 60s through to at least the 90s, it was pretty much at the whim of the record label. So it's cool. Anyway,
Yeah.
Kate Bush, very cool. We like Kate Bush. I don't think anybody doesn't like her. Well, I think my mum doesn't like her because I know there's a lot of people who don't like her voice, which I think is, I guess it's going to be.
Yeah, because she is a little bit like, in the same way that some people think like Aurora is weird nowadays, or like, she has her own thing going on.
Yeah.
Which is really cool.
And there's Joanna Newsom, and a lot of people don't like her voice. It's sort of a similar thing.
But that's okay because I make up for everyone who doesn't like her. 'Cause I really like her.
Joanna Newsom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have almost all of her albums except for Have One on Me, which is really hard to get.
Do you not? Oh, I've got that on CD. It's in a bit of a.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, do you mean on vinyl?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I've
blimey,
been trying
I
to
don't know about
collect them all, but it's constantly out of stock.
I went through a phase where I thought Have One on Me is the best thing ever created by humans, but I've cooled off on that a little bit. But it is a good album. I do prefer. I don't know how you say it. Is it Yeez or Yeez? I'm not sure.
Yeah,
it's
Ace
like that.
was like my favorite. I think.
Yeah. Top album.
Yeah, but they rotate because I feel like when I first that was the case when I first found Joanna Newsom, and then like Divers was really nice as well. But Milk Eyed Mender was like I was like, But now I love Milk Eyed Mender.
I think I've heard Milk Eyed Mender a couple. It's a little bit too twee for me, I think, but maybe you have to be like post-ironic twee or something, because it kind of has that vibe to it. Like it's more than just twee. So I don't know.
It's what's it called? Fairy tale twee.
Something like that. Kate Bush had David Gilmour behind her from the start. He let her use a sound effect from the wall on one of her albums. That's cool, actually. I had no idea David Gilmour was involved. I've heard some crazy thing about David Gilmour spending like 10 million pounds on an effects pedal just to get the perfect sound for but it sounds like the kind of thing guitarists tell themselves. Just to get that sound, that perfect sound on what's the song called? Comfortably Numb. That's the famous guitar solo, isn't it? It is a good guitar solo. Cool. And yeah, is the album called The Dreamer? That's it. By Kate Bush. If you like Hounds of Love, definitely give that a go as well. That's another top album. Anyway, God, we've run on a little bit. I said I would go, but if anybody has any last questions, it's definitely the sort of thing Gilmour would do. I agree. If anybody has any last questions about the game or anything else, just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to do the typical. You've heard it all before, but here we go. Give us a follow on Twitter. From Carrot Cake anywhere basically, but Twitter. Where else are we? Instagram, TikTok, of course. Alex doing great work on TikTok. Ignore me and everything I'm saying about TikTok. If it's your vibe, then we're there too. And I always enjoy checking
It's
in on.
It's good because if Louis was into TikTok, the game would never be finished because you lose so many hours.
Maybe this is it. Yeah.
So it's actually great.
Although Alex, she's working hard on them posts.
Yes, and they are stunning. And we had one go viral the other week.
We did actually, yeah.
And it was great.
I do need to get more of those characters over to Alex. I know I said I would.
Yeah.
Because they go down well on the old clock app.
They're loved.
Yeah, Discord. I'm there. Fern's there. We're chatting. It's been some conversation going on about TV shows recently. Talking about what we've been watching. But if you want to hop on, talk about the game, we're there too. People posting plant pictures, pet pictures. A bit more plants than pets recently, but that's cool.
We got music recommendations in there.
Some nice pictures of Nez-chan's shed. Then I've been appreciating.
Content.
That's a nice looking shed. Um, and am I forgetting one? Obviously, if you're not
if you missed the stream, you can watch them on YouTube.
watch on YouTube, and of course follow us on Twitch. I don't know if anybody's watching here and isn't followed. I don't think we had. Maybe the alert isn't working, but we it could just be that nobody followed us.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But if you haven't now, you could get Tabble to appear on the screen, but no
Do a
pressure.
little walk.
Give us a follow. Helps us out. And yes, and wishlisting the game on Steam gives us the numbers, gives us the boost, and keeps you in the know.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
what if we just drop the game like tomorrow? You would never know if you weren't wish listed.
it's unlikely. It's unlikely, but
Yeah, but you know, you never know.
keep
I'm just kidding.
keep on top of it. Not you, I mean people.
Yeah,
I
I
mean-
mean, if I wasn't on top of it, it would be kind of problematic.
Nice one. I'm not too sure. We do streams every other week on a Tuesday. Obviously, Alex
Yeah.
doing her stream on TikTok next week, but I'm not too sure what we'll be doing.
Oh yeah, because
week.
that day is the day I get home from Amsterdam.
Oh, there you go. So maybe we won't be
depending
doing
on
them. Who knows?
flights.
Depending on flights,
who knows?
we will see. But otherwise, I did say I would draw a cowboy hat, so maybe we'll do that among other things. Who knows?
Yeah,
Um,
full cowboy stream,
full cowboy
just
stream.
dedicated to Alex.
But otherwise, thanks everybody for watching. I hope you had a
Thank
good time on stream. And
Yeah.
until next time, have a wonderful day. Thanks, guys. Take care.